Coach, always nice to talk to you after a win.
It is. It's really good to start off 1-0 and get the season going in the right direction, hopefully.
Yeah. 45-6. And it was interesting. I was talking about it on Monday that even though you guys won very comfortably, I have a feeling there was a lot of things you could have taken from that game and said, you guys need to do this better and this better and this better.
Yeah, and you can see the youth in our team and the inexperience at this level pretty clearly on Friday, especially when you go back and watch film. We could, as coaches, we can see it during the game. When you go back and watch film, it was pretty evident to our kids, and I don't think our kids realized it at the time, but we got a lot of growing up to do. And it's not necessarily a physical nature, it's a mental aspect of what we got to grow up and understand how we're going to adjust to things. And it's simple things like linemen, where they place their head. First step, it's receivers, what angle are we taking? DBs, what angle are we taking? Are we taking the correct angle, wrong angle to fill? And those little things, I mean, obviously it's great to be 1-0. That's all our kids enjoy it. It's a good time, but we're back to the drawing board. We got to get better. It's a week-to-week deal. You're 1-0, and we're 0-0 right now come Monday.
Yeah, and I think you could see that the fact that you'd use 3 timeouts before, midway through the second quarter?
Yeah, just formations and its terminology and stuff like that with that group, such a young group. That's the growing part we got to understand. And even then, I mean, 2 of those touchdowns that we scored were blown plays, basically, that we ran the wrong way, and we ended up a couple kids making some big plays for us.
Yeah. You had to have a sophomore step in at quarterback, and, I know you didn't ask Elijah to do a ton in that game, but what you did ask him to do, it seemed like he performed well for you guys.
Yeah, it was awesome for that kid, and that's something, I mean, he's going to be a player for us down the road, and to see him get that chance at a young age and get his feet wet, and then we can kind of see where he stands going forward. He made some really big throws for us. He made some mistakes, which you're going to see from a sophomore QB. It's the first time he's ever done it. He's only played, before Friday, he's played 2 freshman games in high school, so that's all I have because of the COVID year. So it was huge for us to get him out there, get him experience. He's going to be a big part of our success going forward.
Yeah. I don't remember, maybe you had mentioned him when we were talking about before, but Joshua Sanchez, we didn't really hear that much about. Boy, what a big game he had.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a kid that's been around, and he's a senior now. He's been in and out and doing some things, and we're excited for him to get him back. He's a really good kid. He's a phenomenal in our program, and how he treats his teammates and his coaches. So we're excited for him, and it was exciting to get that opportunity, let him play, and get back under the lights.
And I thought it was exciting to see some of the skill players and some of the speed that you have. Guys like Riley Melton and some of the wide receivers. They're not especially big, but you've got some speed on the outside.
We do, and they're all names you never heard of.
Yeah,
that's the. I mean, basically all the names you're in college here, you've heard about 3 or 4 of them, and everybody else is brand new to you. And that's when we talk about how young we are. We are extremely young that don't have a lot of experience of even playing high school football because of the whole COVID shutdown the year before. But, I mean, Joey Marcus had a big play on our bubble screen and broke one for 40. And, I mean, I was going, wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him run like that. Riley Melton is a quick little kid that we got, and he's still learning. He's a moving from Texas for us, so we're still trying to get him along and get him brought up to speed. But we do have young kids, and we told you from when we started talking about this, our young kids are good. They're just young, and it's getting them up to speed to do things.
Yeah, on the Marquez play, I only got to see the play once. Was there a hold on the outside there, or did he make?
I didn't see a flag, so
okay.
we'll call it good. Right. We'll call it good, man. That was 6 in my eyes.
Fair enough. But you know what? The guys you did mention, all 3 of them had, and the guys the seniors you were expecting to be big, Damon and Ryan and Metcalf. Boy, they all had huge games for you.
Yeah, so Damon and Stovall are juniors, and they've got their experience. They got their experience last year as sophomores in that little 5-game window. Metcalf's the kid that's been around 4 years in the program and didn't play varsity as a sophomore. He was a JV kid, and they got to play last year, that short season. And he made 2 big plays, man. I'm happy for that kid. He's loyal to us. He's loyal to the Tigers. He's loyal to this community. Happy to get him 2 picks. I mean, that's huge for us going forward. And you got Mayberry made some big plays on offense. I saw somewhere he was listed as a wide receiver today. I said,
he'll take it, right?
Yeah. I was like, that kid he's listed as a wide receiver. He was about to be a guard a year ago. And then Stovall played well defensively. Both him and Damon played well defensively. And I mean, Damon had that screenplay was impressive to watch him run through some tackles.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Stovall had the block punt, and so
that Mayberry recovered. So make sure Stovall knows that.
Okay, there you go. Exactly.
So Stovall, it was in your gut, man. Just walk in the end zone, you dropped it. There's a good rivalry between those 2.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad that's always kind of, and I'm sure it's a very friendly rivalry.
It is. It's fun, and we kind of stoked the fire a little bit with those 2. So, big time competitors. They've been defensive guys all the spring with that older group we had the year before, and seeing them transition to being able to 2-way players and kind of lead on the offense as well. It's awesome. Our kids respect the heck out of those 2. They are workhorses in our program, and our kids know if they say something, we're going to do what they say.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to this week. I think it's fair to say it gets a little bit tougher this week against Los Lunas.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit tougher, yeah. They went up to Piedra Vista and beat them 42-0. This is a program that obviously has an immense amount of talent and has for years and years. And of the two schools there in Los Lunas, when you figure one's 4A, one's 5A, and gosh, they probably could be a 6A.
Yeah, I mean, and they're probably getting closer to going 6A. That was Valencia's entire program, what you saw last week. That's freshman up. Los Lunas has 180.
Wow, over the entire program.
It's somewhere around that. I mean, it's huge numbers. And Coach Maupin, who was there before, did a great job to get those kids out. And I know their numbers grew and expanded. And then now you got Coach Hannington in there, who's had success. He's an old Mayfield guy. Went to Belen, had success. Went to Eldo as the OC, came back to Los Lunas. And you're basically going to see clones of us. I mean, there's a long history with Coach Hannington and where he's from and where I'm from and how it all ties back to Coach Bradley way back in the day, offensive philosophies, and then even how we run programs, what we do in our programs, what our number one objective is as a program with kids. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Hannington and his staff and what they're going to do at Los Lunas.
Well, and looking at what they did statistically last week against Piedra Vista, your guys' ability to stop the run is going to be big this week.
Yeah, so I mean you remember Los Lunas for the last 4 years is chuck it and duck it all over the yard, and they look like clones of Artesia. And Coach Hannington is going to come in, and they're going to get in T over slot, and they're going to run power and lead, and they're going to look like us and run the football. So they've had some issues. I mean, you watch that game. They had some struggles trying to teach kids to get physical up front, much like we did my first couple of years here, who were air raid and then trying to make them physical. But they're going to run football. They're huge, fast. They're not really hurting for talent. It's quarterback is a stud. I mean, he might be the best one in the state.
Okay. And so, I mean, and it certainly looked like from a throwing, they didn't throw the ball especially well against Piedra Vista. So if you can get them into, third and long situations, that would obviously be the way
it's huge. And like I said, our coach Phil Setti and our staff have done a good job this week of trying to prepare. And it's actually weird because he spends a lot of time asking us, like, what gives us fits on offense, because we want to do the same thing to them because it's the same offense. So we do got to force them to get in long yardage situations, put them behind the sticks, and then kind of pin our ears back and go get them and see what happens.
You guys get Mello back this week?
We do.
Okay.
So. But like I said, I mean, Elijah played really well for us. It was good to see him have some success. I mean, he was 3 of 7. Probably should have been 5 of 7.
Well, the pump and go, the stop and go. I mean, that was one of the. He just probably got too excited and saw that.
And I told him, I said, you might not ever get another shot like that the rest of your life, man. But I mean, we get Mello back, who's going to be huge. He kind of expands our offense. We had to kind of tailor it down for Elijah, but he did a very good job running it, commanding everybody. Mello comes back, so we can, if we want to go no huddle, we can go no huddle and signal stuff, and he can run it. So we're excited for that. Excited for Elijah still, and then hopefully down the road we get more kids back. But it's one of those years that's kind of whoever shows up, that's what we're going to play with, and that's what we're going to coach every day. And you talked about the size of Los Lunas. Is it going to be obviously more challenging to run the football for you guys this week? Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to do a better job up front. We did an okay job last week, and I was really encouraged with the offensive line. Our offensive line was physical. They got after it. They were getting off the football. Great things for our kids, especially for all those young kids that haven't done it. I mean, we returned one offensive lineman that was a starter last year. And, I mean, they're going to have to fix those little things we talked about, head placement, footsteps, what our angles, are we going to cut on the backside, and it's a lot of those mental reps.
And, I mean, I know it's game 2 of the season, but you can't really understate the importance of this game. I mean, this is an opportunity for a statement game for you guys, right?
Yeah, and that's what we told our kids we get our statement games at the end of the year in our district, which is the toughest district in the state. And then you get Los Lunas in the middle of the season or at the start of the season, and they're going to win their district, and they're a top 5 team in the state, and they're going to compete for state championships. And you want to send a message to our state that we're here and this is who we are. This is a big week to play well.
Yep, it's got to get something that I'm sure that will get the guys excited. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what happens on Friday, and best of luck against Los Lunas.
Appreciate it, Charles. Thank you, man. Go Tigers.